Hi, this is Android TV Boxes, and this is the wireless remote control that we sell. This is the V631. It's a unique remote control in that it features not only a standard remote at the front, but on the back it also has a QWERTY keyboard. With the device it comes with a small 2.4 GHz wireless adapter, and on the front there are some notable functions, especially the TV function, which uses the IR radio here on the front. So basically sort of go over the feel and the look and feel of the device in itself. The device is, well, it's a pretty sturdy device. It feels just like a remote control would. Obviously when you switch it over you're going to have QWERTY keys. This will work on PCs, Macs, Linux. It will work on XBMC obviously, and that's why we're showing it. So I mean, yeah, this is the device. With this device though, there are a couple of unique features. It also has like an air mouse, which is called the it's almost like a gyro system. If you've used like the PlayStation 3 and 4, you know, when you move the controller around like that, it does things. In this instance, when you hold it like that and you do that, it moves the mouse on the screen. So I'm going to try and show that to you. And what I'm going to do, this is a two-parter. I'm going to put it into one video, but I'm just going to talk you through the remote here, and then I'll show you it on the actual screen. So you've got your power button here. When you press the button, obviously lights do things. The flashing red at the moment means that it's trying to find the IR, the 2.4 GHz receiver. You've got obviously your forwards, your seeks, your zooms. You've got a context menu, you've got home, return, you've got a directional pad as well, so you can turn off the gyro functionality by clicking this button here. That will turn off the functionality, and then you can use it just as a up, down, left, right, okay, as it were, instead of having to, you know, do that. I tend to, when I'm using this remote control, I tend to switch off gyro. It gets annoying. I mean, it's a good system in what it actually does, but the trouble is when you are, you know, using it and you want to then press OK on something, you tend to move your mouse like that. So you could inadvertently click on the wrong thing. So what I tend to do is, if I'm moving around to something on the screen that I can't find traditionally with up, down, left, right, then I will use that. Switch off the gyro, press OK, and then it will sort it out for me. You've got your volume control, your page up, page down. You've got obviously numbers here. You've got your TV, and then you've got various sort of context menus. There is also this button here as well, which turns the device on. Here there is a microphone, and you can use this to communicate through Skype and things like that. Now I haven't tested that functionality, so I don't know how well that works. On the back you have a full QWERTY keyboard. As you can see, this is UK spec. You've also got your QWERTY keys along the top. You've got a backspace, an enter, a series of up, down and right arrows, or sorry, should I say down, right and left arrows. I'm looking at this upside down, it's really difficult. Escape, caps, and you've got your space key, and then your period and your alts. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it feels really good. It does feel like a remote, and you put that down next to a normal TV remote. If I take my Samsung remote there, I mean, you know, in comparison to obviously my Samsung remote, which is huge, I feel like I'm going to hit someone over the head with a kosh. It looks like the real deal. You know, it looks like a remote control should. If you put this down in front of anyone for your XBMC, they're going to understand what to do with it, or even for, you know, your PC or whatever, they're going to understand how to use the device. It's really intuitive. This 2.4 GHz receiver will plug into your USB device, and it doesn't come with any drivers, it doesn't need any. Once it's plugged in, it will literally start working. If you want to use obviously the features like the microphone, you will need to configure, I guess, different options. I haven't tested it, so I can't tell you what to do with that. I also haven't tested the TV function as well. I have no requirement for that at the moment. In the box it does come with a manual that does tell you how to use that. Granted, the instructions are like that big. I mean, that's tiny, you know. So yeah, you would basically have to look into how to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video now. I'm going to move on to plugging this into my my MX, and then I'm going to show you how it works. Right, so as you can see, I've got this plugged into my my MX, and basically I'm going to sort of try and show you the functionality that works inside of inside of XBMC. I'm filming this from a webcam pointing at a TV, and I must admit I'm really not comfortable about it. I think it's a horrible looking setup, and it doesn't give my skin customizations any justice, but what it does give you is the ability to see what's going on in the real world. So I mean, as you can see, when I move the mouse left and right, it's up and down, it's making changes. The gyro's working, and you've got some functionality. You've got the home icon, which is that icon takes you back to Android. I'm going to go back into the system. You've got the context menu, which if we go to actually something that will work with context, so if we go into programs, and if we sort of mouse over something, and I'm just going to press that icon there, that's the context menu. You've got back, that turns off gyro, turns it back on. You've got your Android volume up and down. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the gyro because it really frustrates me. Page up, page down, work. Okay, your volume works, as you know. The numbers at this point are not doing anything. These buttons here, what do they do? They don't do anything at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we're going to try something where we can type in a source, for example. So if we go File Manager and add source, QWERTY's added, backspace works. What else have we got that we can try? Numbers work. Okay. The delete key also works. So in terms of what this device offers, I mean, you can clearly see that there's some potential in here. Now, obviously, if some of the buttons don't work and you want them to do specific things, you can obviously install the key map editor inside programs. Certainly that's available for things like Gotham, and also the other available options as well, such as Frodo. I don't know if it's available in Eden. Certainly wouldn't want to trial it. You've got mute as well, that will mute the device. If we press the video icon here, it doesn't do anything. That one on there doesn't do anything, which is like an exclamation mark. Again, nothing on the menu system. So what you'd have to do is customize this unit to work with your XBMC in the way that you wanted it to. In terms of how the device feels, again, as I mentioned earlier, it does feel really solid. And then when you're you're using the device and you want to start tweaking with it, start to use the key map editor. You've got the off button as well, which actually turns the device off. My device is now sort of power saved, and I'll switch it back on. Doesn't work. Haha! We found a bug. So power save, power off doesn't obviously turn the device back on. The reason being is that the device is now off. The 2.4 GHz transponder or receiver isn't able to communicate with the device. It registers that it's there, but when you're trying to power save it back on, it doesn't do anything. So what we're going to do is switch the device off, and it will come back up. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm not going to switch it back on because there's nothing else to show you now. But this is the the Wi-Fi, the wireless 2.4 GHz remote control that's available from us right now. There isn't really much to sort of go into detail here. It is just a remote control. Everything is customizable through XBMC. In terms of the actual remote itself, it does its job.
And there we go.